The whispering of shadows. In the small town of Elderwood, stories swirled around the specter known only as the Rake. Most considered it mere folklore, tales spun by weary parents attempting to keep their children in line. But on nights thick with fog, whispers drifted through the air, warning of its lurking presence. As summer faded and autumn leaves began to fall, the chilling tales came to life for the town's youth. 16-year-old Emma Wells had always been captivated by the eerie folklore of Elderwood. The ancient trees surrounding her home creaked with secrets, and on nights when the moonlight skipped across the ground like a frightened rabbit, she would sit by her bedroom window, pondering if the Rake was real. What if he was just outside, watching her? The evening of the harvest festival, a sense of excitement fluttered through Emma's chest. Her friends, Anna, Marcus, and Jake, had planned a bonfire in the woods, a perfect opportunity for harmless fun, with a hint of supernatural thrill. As they gathered around the crackling flames, laughter echoed through the trees, dimming the frightening tales of the Rake into mere shadows. "Who wants to tell a story?" Jake suggested, tossing a log onto the fire. His eyes sparkled with the gleam of mischief. "I'll go first," Anna chimed in. Once, there was a child who lived in a quaint little village. At night, he would hear scratching on his window, but when he looked outside, it was always just the wind. As Anna's story twisted into a dark crescendo, the group leaned in, entranced. They forgot about their earlier fear, their laughter spilling through the forest until it faded into an eerie silence. The crackling fire cast dancing shadows, but amidst the flickering light, something felt wrong. "Do you guys hear that?" Emma's voice trembled slightly, cutting through the still air. A faint scratching noise echoed from deeper within the woods. "Relax, it's probably just a raccoon or something," Marcus said, leaning back against the log. Yet, a quizzical glint flickered in his eyes, even he felt the air shift. Ignoring the unease settling over them, they continued their storytelling until, inevitably, someone mentioned the Rake. Marcus leaned in with a hushed tone. "You know they say the Rake watches from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to snatch you away." "Stop it," Emma retorted playfully, but her heart raced. "That's just a story, is it?" A dark voice echoed through the trees, sending chills racing down their spines. The friends froze, laughter evaporating like mist. "Who said that?" Jake's voice cracked, eyes darting nervously. "It was probably just a prank." "Let's get back to the stories," Anna suggested, but her voice lacked its usual bravado. Yet seconds later, Marcus gasped, pointing into the dark line of trees. "Look!" They turned as one, peering into the shadows. For a brief moment, Emma thought she saw a figure crouched low amongst the trees, a thin silhouette with elongated limbs suspended in the darkness. The eyes, hollow and soulless, glared back at them, reflecting the firelight like distant stars clinging to a void. "Run!" Emma screamed, and in an instant, they all scrambled to their feet, panic propelling them deeper into the woods. Branches clawed at their arms and faces as they raced back, pushing each other through the shadowed underbrush. Emma could feel her heart pounding in her chest, a terrified rhythm that echoed through the night. They stumbled back to the bonfire site, breathless and wild-eyed. As they caught their breath, a foreboding cold inched closer. Shadows danced, teasing them with every flicker of flame, but there was something else. A lingering dread pulsed beneath the surface. "Did someone follow us?" Jake asked, his voice trembling. "Please, no," whispered Anna, her hand pressed tight against her mouth. Suddenly, they heard it again, that scratching sound, now closer and more insistent. The friends paused, eyes wide, straining to identify the source. Then, all at once, the fire sputtered and dimmed, flames licking upward before suddenly extinguishing into darkness. A primal fear gripped them as they turned, trying to catch their breath in the suffocating blackness. The scratching sound was now a low, guttural voice, indistinct yet hauntingly familiar, whispering their names. In that moment of silence, as they clung to each other, the truth hit Emma. The Rake was real. It was everything they had ever feared, taking shape in the darkness. "Run!" she screamed again, breaking the trance that held them. They stumbled through the thick brush, fear electrified in every breath. The shadows warped around them, and she swore she could feel a cold presence, close enough to touch. They burst into a clearing, breathless and gasping. But the moment of relief was short-lived. Marcus was gone. They turned to look for him when the scratching grew louder, more immediate, a sound of nails on wood, followed by an anguished scream piercing through the darkness. "No, Marcus," Anna cried, but Emma grabbed her arm. "It's too late," she breathed. "We have to keep moving." The night closed around them as they pressed further into the woods, hearts racing, adrenaline coursing through their veins. But the shadows continued to whisper, warning of the fate that awaited them, as they twisted and turned, forever trying to outrun the thing that stalked them from the darkness. They'd entered the forest as friends, a bond tightened by shared tales, but now they were fragmented chants of fear, inseparable from the legend they once thought was silly. No one ever spoke of Marcus again. In Elderwood, tales of the Rake persisted, whispered by the fires, hidden in the shadows of trees, where the darkness hung thick, just waiting for the next curious soul to turn their gaze towards the moonlit woods.